Yo soy puertorriqueño, boricua de Camden, New Jersey, celebrando nuestra cultura puertorriqueña.
Buenos días, mi gente. El Festival Puertorriqueño le invita a celebrar con nosotros en Bailan, New Jersey.
Hello and good day to all. Y que viva Puerto Rico. I cordially invite you all to come and celebrate with us our Puerto Rican heritage.
The months of June and July mark important Puerto Rican celebrations in South Jersey. We discuss a few of the events to celebrate Puerto Rican cultural heritage coming up in Camden, Cumberland, and Atlantic counties. It's all here on the next Latino Motion. Join us.
Choose to get lost in the woods to gain experience in forest management.
Choose to travel through time to understand the past.
Choose to soar to pursue a career in dance.
Stockton University offers 50 high-quality academic programs, small class sizes, and affordable tuition. Choose to match your interests and talents at one of New Jersey's nationally ranked universities.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation, and Stockton University. This edition of Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is brought to you by the HD Studios at the campus of Stockton University. Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, a member of Geisinger, Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world, and South Jersey Gas. Welcome to Latino Motion, a weekly interview show highlighting issues impacting New Jersey's Latino community while advancing understanding of Latino cultural heritage and contributions to our society. And here is your host, Bert Lopez.
Buenos dias and welcome to Latino Motion. The Puerto Rican community has a strong foothold here in South Jersey, and in Camden there is a 62-year tradition known as the San Juan Bautista Parade. Joining me is Juan Gonzalez. He is the parade coordinator and former president as well.
That's correct, and thank you again, Bert, for always inviting us on your program. The San Juan Bautista Parade will be celebrated Sunday, June 23rd at the Camden waterfront. We have the parade from 12 noon to about 3:30, and from 3:30 to 8 p.m. at the Wiggins Waterfront Park, we have a free concert and festival, free for the entire community.
Well, and it's a tradition that's going on for 62 years, and I know that you've been a big part of this, not entirely the 62 years, but certainly a good part of it.
Yes,
tell me why such an important event for the community.
It's very important for the Latino community and the entire community in the Camden region. Number one, it celebrates our Puerto Rican culture and our heritage. As you point out, it started 62 years ago in 1957. The community has grown. The different complexions of the community nowadays, not only Puerto Ricans, but there's a lot of Dominicans, Central Americans, Mexicans, and the Latino community in and around Camden. And they all come out. Everyone comes out at the end of June to celebrate our San Juan Bautista Parade and Festival.
So although it's a Puerto Rican parade, we do see a lot of those other flags down the parade route.
Absolutely.
Tell me about the food and what's expected there.
Okay, well, like I said, we have the parade from about noon to about 3:30, and at the Wiggins Waterfront Park, we have our festival. There'll be plenty of food vendors and merchandise vendors, along with the music and the festivals. And this year, we are celebrating our festival with two bands that are just going to rock everybody out. One is well known throughout South Jersey, the Cintron Band.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Very well known. We used to have them in Atlantic City many times.
Yes, they're great guys.
And I have to tell you, the next artist you're going to mention, Tito Rojas, is just a tremendous artist for many years.
Yes, we're very pleased, and we expect to have a great show. And again, that's free for the entire community.
So it sounds like a lot of salsa.
A lot of salsa, yeah.
All right, and are you going to have some of the traditions as well as Zumba and others?
Oh, sure. Especially in the parade, which is really dynamic. You have people doing this salsa, bomba, plena, merengue. It's all good, and everybody comes out. Even modern day reggaeton.
There's a lot of changes because of all the development. Tell me about that.
Yes, on the waterfront in Camden. And I was just going to add that we even have this year free parking at the waterfront
nice.
For our parade and festival. Festival. Again, Sunday, June 23rd. Normally, waterfront parking runs from $30 to $40.
Wow.
Because of that development.
Right.
If you haven't been in the Camden area in the last couple of years, it's a whole new world there along the Delaware River, right across from Penn's Landing, Center City, Philadelphia. Beautiful backdrop of Philly. We have now there's a new American Water Company tower, which is about 20 stories tall, right there on the waterfront. They just recently broke ground on a new Hilton Hotel. There has not been a hotel in the city of Camden in decades. So this is something brand new, along with the other activities like the aquarium, the BBT pavilion, the battleship. It's just a happening place.
So it's a great thing to see all this development, all this new stuff, but it's also great to have and maintain the tradition that you continue to do every year.
Absolutely, yes. And we invite everyone, not only the Puerto Rican community, but everyone is invited to come and celebrate the Parada San Juan Bautista, the San Juan Bautista Parade and Festival. We always say it's like on St. Patty's Day, where everyone's Irish.
Right.
Well, on San Juan Bautista Day, everybody's Puerto Rican.
Tell me about the gala you're having.
Oh, yes, the Saturday, June 15th. We have our gala, which is very nice, the dinner, dance, and gala at the Crown Plaza in Cherry Hill. It's from the cocktail hour from 6 to 7 and from 7 to midnight. It's dancing, food, and a great time.
And you also have some flag raisings coming up?
The flag raising, yes. At the beginning of June, the flag was raised at the waterfront, at the Wiggins Waterfront Park, and it'll be there throughout the entire month, the flag of Puerto Rico, in honor of our celebration, the Parada San Juan Bautista.
And you recently had a pageant. Tell me about that.
Right, we recently had the pageant where we picked the queen and her court. So the young ladies are ready. They're ready to be on the float, and they got the wave going, and they're ready.
Now, you mentioned that everyone's invited. What kind of support have you been getting from the city of Camden?
Oh, yes. The city is a partner with the activities like the parade and the festival. The city, as well as Camden County. The Wiggins Waterfront Park is actually a county park, so we rely heavily with the city for their support, like Department of Public Works and the police department and all of that, as well as the county.
And you have a Puerto Rican mayor.
That's right.
In Camden City.
Francisco Frank Moran. He's a Puerto Rican mayor. He's a big supporter, and for years he used to be the director of the Parks Department for the county.
Oh, right.
So in that capacity, and now in his capacity as mayor, he's a great supporter, and we're very appreciative.
We really look forward to that event, and hopefully I'll make it there this year.
Yes, you're always invited,
All right.
and thank you again.
Thank you, and please stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion. Welcome back to Latino Motion. When it comes to celebrating Puerto Rican culture and heritage, the Violent Puerto Rican Festival is another well-established event. To tell us more about this is Jennifer Negron. She's the Assistant Parade Coordinator. Jennifer, welcome to Latino Motion.
Thank you for having me.
And you're back as a solo. You were here on the show
Yes.
previously with your dad.
Moving on up.
And now you're moving up. So let's talk about this year's event. When is it?
This year's event starts July 20th to July 28th, ending with the parade. The parade takes place in downtown Violin, Landis Ave specifically, at 1 p.m.
Yeah, so I know this is a great event. I've been to it myself. I had the pleasure to participate as one of the marshals on the event. Why is this such a big tradition for the city of Violin and actually for the entire county of Cumberland County?
It is an awesome tradition to have to go out there and show our folklorical dances, our food, our music, to share it with different cultures, not just Puerto Rican people, but other Latin people as well, now non-Latin too, just to come out and have fun at this free event.
I know that you represent the youth in the organization, and this is a 52-year event that's been taking place. Why is it so important for young people like yourself to be involved in celebrating their Puerto Rican cultural heritage?
As you said, I'm moving on up. I'm taking a solo trip today. Obviously, this has built my confidence, and I feel like anybody in the youth who needs that confidence builder, you can come out and do this. I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm getting out into the community, meeting new people, establishing myself, and just sharing my culture, sharing my plena and bomba.
Why is that connection to your heritage important to you?
It's something that my parents showed me growing up in my house. You can't forget it. I wasn't born in Puerto Rico. I was born in Violin, New Jersey, but I still have that because they showed me, they taught me that. So I am in my community doing the same thing that they did in my house.
That's great. And I know that you have a whole series of other events leading up to the festival. I want to talk more details about the festival, but let's talk about some of the other things that are taking place. Let's start with the pageant.
The pageant is this Sunday, June 9th. I have 13 girls, 4 different categories. We choose first, second, and third, and they come out, and I show them exactly what I learned. I show them la plena, la bomba, and we go out, and we take that to different places in the city, and we show other people.
Again, keeping the youth involved,
yes,
very important.
They're just as me, they're learning too.
Right. Unfortunately, this will probably take place before the show airs, but it's a great event. We have another event coming up, which is the gala. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the annual banquet is July 20th. That's when we dedicate the awards to different people in our community for being involved, for leadership, and we showcase them, and we honor them at our annual banquet.
Yeah, and always a great event, and certainly being able to honor those individuals that are making a difference in the community is very important. Let's talk about the flag racing. Is a big part of this. Is also you do flag racing in the city of Violin, Millville, and Bridgeton. Tell me about that.
The flag raising is my favorite event. It is so joyful to see our flag be raised in our city, not in just my city, but in Bridgeton and Millville. It's such a proud moment to know that you are involved, to see community members come out and stand there and hear their anthem and watch their flag. And that flag is raised, and it'll be there all week, as long as different flags downtown Landis also.
All right, so it's, give me the dates when they're taking place.
The annual flag raising ceremony at Violin City Hall is at Sunday, July 21st, and Monday, July 22nd is at Bridgeton and Millville.
And one of the things that we just want to talk about is the specific details for the parade. You mentioned 1 o'clock on the 28th is when we actually have the parade.
Yes.
Tell me about the details about that.
The parade is such a beautiful event. Everybody prepares for this event. I've already started seeing flags on cars driving by. It's such an amazing feeling. It'll be July 28th at 1 o'clock. The parade starts on Landis Ave. We cut into the boulevard onto Landis Park, where we have our closing ceremonies, entertainment, food.
You have a lot of local entertainment.
Yes, I've already.
And you have a lot of the real Puerto Rican flavor, a lot of the traditional music. Tell me about that.
Okay, we have La Salsa. The girls from the pageant will come out and perform bomba, plena, even including myself. I will do the plena and everything.
Great. And you have some local bands as well participating?
Yes.
Let's talk about the food, because that's my favorite part.
Oh, me too.
It's, and you have some of the... I would say the standard food vendors. One is Tío Tom with his cart and bring some of the delicious food. Tell me about some of the food.
Local vendors come out, just like you said, Tío Tom. Tío Tom comes out with his mofongo con camarones, his pinchos, tostones. He comes with arroz con gandules, los pastelillos. Whatever traditional Puerto Rican food you want to come find, you find it at Landis Park, and he has it.
And I know many people just go to the festival because they want to get a hold of that mofongo. They want to get a hold of a pinche and try some of that real traditional Puerto Rican food that's available there at the festival. You do have a specific day before the 28th where you also have a day for the youth. Tell me about that.
Thursday, July 25th. It's not only for the youth. At 3 o'clock, we have a kids' day, so we have different crafts and different shows, magic shows for the kids. And then at 7, we have a youth day. for the local kids to come out and show their talent. The girls come out and they sing, they demonstrate their own personal talent. They're playing
So it
instruments.
sounds like you really have a lot of engagement for everyone
Yeah,
at
we
the
do.
festival.
We really do, from the elderly to the youth.
Thank you for sharing this information with
Thank
our
you.
audience. And please stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion. In Atlantic County, the Puerto Rican Civic Association of Hammonton stands alone as the oldest organization celebrating Puerto Rican culture and heritage in the county. Joining me is Marilyn Nogue to tell us more about that organization. Marilyn, welcome to Latino Motion.
Thank you for having me, Bert Lopez.
And I know that this organization has a great tradition. It's been in existence for over 60 years. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we were founded in 1959, okay? When it was first founded, it was a bunch of men. They came together and they decided that they were gonna start building a club. And sure enough, we had a lot of men come and volunteer, and they built the Puerto Rican Civic Club. And they did it by sections, you know? If you ever have gone to the club, and if you haven't, I invite you there, but when you go in there, you can actually see the sections, how it was built, okay? And then shortly after that, the wives, they would take time and come and cook for their spouses while they were working to build this club. So then we had a women's auxiliary. While the men were working there to build this club, the women were cooking, you know, for their spouses. And then after there, we evolved. And here we are today, and we just continue to grow.
And it was a club where they played dominoes and socialized and so forth. And actually, I know that this was a period of time where there were a lot of migrant farm workers coming into the Hammonton area, the Violin area. My dad was one of them. So that was a great opportunity to really socialize that small community that was here. Let's talk about some of the great events that your organization, the Hammonton Puerto Rican Civic Association, is planning.
We have a lot of events throughout the year, but our main event is Puerto Rican Week.
Okay.
That normally starts the last Sunday of July. This year happens to fall August 31st, and what we normally do is we start off with a mass, 11:30 mass, and then from there we also have our parade. We parade down to the City Hall, okay, where we will have the raising of the American flag and the Puerto Rican flag. All of us get together and we listen to our anthem, and we come together, we unite as a family. It doesn't matter whether you're Puerto Rican, we welcome and we invite everybody. And then after there, we go to our clubhouse and we start celebrating Puerto Rican Week.
And one of the unique things about the clubhouse is that you have your own kitchen, so the food gets prepared there.
The food gets done fresh right there. You're eating hot, good food, and we do our culture food.
So tell me about what kind of food?
One of the main food that we cook on that Sunday is called guajito. From what I understand, all the older generations, they love that, and when they find out that we cook that, it doesn't last. It goes right away, you know? And we also have the neighbors that surround us, you know, and they come order takeouts because the food is so good. It's done there fresh. You see us cooking, you know, the chicharrones, the tostones, the pastelillos, you know, all that. And, you know, that's one of the things that a lot of the people enjoy the most because it's cooked right there fresh, right in front of you.
Yeah, and I've been to the club a couple of times and certainly have been an opportunity to enjoy some of that good food. Let's talk about some of the other things. You also have flag raising that's taking place.
That's part of Puerto Rican Week. We do actually 2 flag raisings on that day. Okay. We do one at the City Hall, okay, and then we come back to our club, okay, to also, you know, just to show this is our home, okay. Everybody is welcome here. So we do the raising of the American flag, and we also do the raising of the Puerto Rican flag as well there.
You're celebrating Father's Day at the club as well?
Yes, come June 15th, we will be celebrating Father's Day right there in our club, where we would be hosting the Father of the Year as well too, right that same day.
And I know you have a tight community there in Hammonton. You're coming together to also help a family that had a devastation. Tell me about that.
Yes, not only are we an association to enjoy and celebrate our culture, but we are also there to serve the community. Currently, a member of the association, one of her family, their house burnt down. So on June 22nd, we will be hosting a fundraiser for this family, and we invite everybody to come join us, because at the end, at the end of the day, that's one of the things that, as an association, a nonprofit organization, what we do is we serve the community.
It's great to see that community come together, and certainly that's also an opportunity for you to try that great food.
That is correct. All fresh food made right there.
Right there. Tell me about getting the youth involved. I know that when we had the young lady here from Vineland, we saw the enthusiasm of a young person getting involved in celebrating the Latino culture. Why is it important to get more of the youth involved, particularly with your club, in celebrating their heritage?
It's very important because as a Puerto Rican who was born and raised here, okay, I've always learned of my culture through my mother, okay, my parents. But one thing I do have to say, when you go to school, you become accustomed to the routines of speaking English. Sometimes we tend to forget our culture. So that's why it's important to bring the young youth in to remind them, this is your culture. Be proud of your culture. And what better way to learn of your culture than to get involved in an association such as this?
Very well said. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have, but thank you for sharing that information with our audience. And thank you for joining us once again here on Latino Motion.
Choose to get your feet wet, to learn more about protecting our environment.
Choose to read minds, to understand the human brain.
Choose to get your hands dirty, to create a masterpiece.
Stockton University offers 50 high-quality academic programs, small class sizes, and affordable tuition. Choose to match your interests and talents at one of New Jersey's nationally ranked universities.
Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, a member of Geisinger. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas.